Hi, welcome back, you guys.
Welcome back after Christmas.
After Christmas, which last week, Bailey?
I don't know if we're dumb or are we stupid. A little bit of
Both.
both.
Yeah. Last episode we said that, oh, this episode's going to be coming out right before Christmas. No.
Later this week, I was scheduling a client and I was like scrolling through the calendar and I'm like, Abby and I are dumb. I came home and I was like, dude, our next episode is after Christmas.
I didn't even have to check my calendar twice, and I knew we were dumb. Santa reference, you get it?
Oh, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I always have Mondays off, and so it shouldn't be out of the norm for me to have something to do on Monday, but because Christmas is on Monday, for some reason, it's like really wrecking my brain.
I know. Last episode you said that you were happy.
It was on Monday?
Yeah.
I did.
But now it's kind of racking you, huh?
Well, and it's like more often than not, Christmas wouldn't fall on a weekend. Like, it goes through the calendar and it goes through every day, right? Like, it's going to hit a different day every year.
Same.
So more often than not, it's not going to be on a weekend, but it just feels like it's really throwing me for a loop.
Yeah, I get it. You know what threw me through a loop? And I have to talk about
Two
this.
loops.
2 loops, 3 loops. Threw me. That's all I have to say. I have to talk about this because this just happened. I feel like that I just started another episode that way. But seriously, you guys,
10 minutes ago.
10 minutes ago, I cannot make this up. So I borrowed my brother's guitar because I went through a phase where I was really trying to learn how to play guitar. Didn't learn. We'll get to next year's agenda soon. But anyway, my brother's like, hey, I need that guitar back, whatever. Okay, so I'm expecting him to show up to my house.
He literally says, I'll be there in however many
10
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
He said 10 minutes. So I grab the guitar, bring it downstairs. I'm just setting up the set for this episode, whatever. I heard rummaging at the front door. Oh, it's my brother, so I'm going to mess with him, right? Obviously. And I locked the door. And I was like, hey there, hairdo.
Like loud.
Loud.
To hear through the door. Hey, hairdo.
Bailey was upstairs and she heard me.
Yeah.
And so I lock it and then I just open it, whatever. It is the Amazon man. The Amazon man is there. This dude looked like Santa. He had a sack. It was like a cart on 4 wheels, huge thing, just barreling out packages, stacking them out our door, bent over. I opened the door and he's like,
Not to mention,
this man
has a hairdo.
This man has a hairdo, headband, afro.
And she yells, hey, hairdo. That sounds so rude. Like, imagine what he thought. He was probably like,
you guys, seriously, that was one of my most embarrassing moments. This mic right now is probably dripping. It's about to slip out of my hand. Like, that was so embarrassing.
And then I actually started recording because I was walking down the stairs and then I hear her be like, oh my gosh, I thought this was going to be my brother at the door. I'm so sorry.
Not my brother at the door.
She closes the door on him before he even got the packages in, I swear.
I did.
And then opens it again and was like,
do you need a signature?
Like you do for Amazon.
I asked if you needed a signature.
And he goes, no, but do you want some help with these?
I was like, sure.
Hey, hairdo.
Sure. I got so weird.
Yeah.
But Bailey did take a video and just in the nick of time, you guys.
And then Caleb did come to the door a couple minutes later and he passed the Amazon guy.
God, this guy probably was like, this girl making her brother's gonna
Yeah.
Because I told him.
Yeah.
My brother's on his way. I'm so sorry. That's just we mess with each other. My brother gets to the door and I'm like, did you pass the Amazon guy? And he was like, yeah, he just left and was like, yeah, I think your sister's expecting you.
Honestly, that is, by the grace of God, Caleb got here at the same time because that's Checks out your alibi.
Serious. And I give you credit, because usually when he says he's on his way, he's just getting out of the shower.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Or he's like checking reels on Instagram while he's using the baño.
Jordan sent me a funny reel today, or TikTok today, and was like, "This is Caleb." And it was that exact thing. It's like the friend opening the door, and they're like, "Where are you?" And he's like, "I'm on your front doorstep. I'm on." And the guy's like brushing his teeth at home. He's like, "Where are you? We've been hanging out for 20 minutes, bro." Gaslighting him.
Well, thank God he came through today.
He did.
Oh,
He
my
really did.
gosh.
Well, hopefully less embarrassing moments in the new year, right?
Bring them on. Honestly, they make a good story. It is so good to laugh at yourself.
Good for your character.
It is.
Okay.
It's really good.
I have to share this one story really quick. Speaking of being embarrassing, but it's good for your character.
Please do.
Now that you guys all know Gaga, I'm going to share one of her stories. She went to a friend's house and they served her octopus tentacles. Supposed to be like a delicacy, you know, something out of the norm that you're having at a dinner party.
So
And-
this, like, was it fancy?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
And then she was going, or
Wine and dining.
she was going to have people over, and she's like, "Oh, I want to do something special. I loved when I just had those tentacles." So she goes, takes herself to the butcher, and she looks at the guy square in the face, and she says, "Hi, I'd like to get however many octopus testicles." She said, "He," and then I immediately went, "And he went that way, and I went that way." She said, "I did not get him. I did not care. I asked for octopus testicles."
That is
You would just have to laugh at yourself.
Oh, totally.
Go to another store.
And those are the moments that I live for. As, like, horrible they are in the moment,
Yeah,
they make the best stories.
they do. I've
But be
embarrassed
careful what you ask for.
I've embarrassed myself like at the gas pump where I think I filled up and I'm like putting it away, getting in my car, and my car's literally still on E, and it like the pump never went off, like I never hit go, and I've been like, "No, we're taking it to another gas station. I can't get out and do it again."
I've never done that.
Oh,
For some reason, anytime I'm at a gas station, every single time I go to fill up my tank, I think about myself driving away with it still in my car.
have you ever seen somebody do that?
No, have you?
Yeah, and it dented their truck. It like pulled on the metal, like, but a lot of gas things have like a stopper, so it's not like gas is spraying or anything,
Right.
but it dented the car. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Like it pulled and then it like dented. I don't know.
Dang.
Yeah, but I think of that too. You know, when you have moments that you're like, okay, I gotta
Be an
get my life
idiot.
together. Or no, you do something like that and it's like, I got too many tabs open.
Yes.
Like, you know, I just did something so embarrassing in front of my face. Close the tabs. Close the tabs. Clear it out. Clear it out. Sobering. Goodbye.
Bailey, that is so good.
Ugh. There's too many to pick from. I
Our
know.
minds must run on a similar track, because I completely get that. Close the tabs, Abby. Close the
I didn't
freaking
do that on
tabs.
my phone. One time my
Oh,
phone
me
set
either.
told
I
me.
do sometimes when I go to bed.
One time my phone told me, oh, I couldn't tell you last time. The last time I did it was when my phone told me there was too many tabs.
Oh, I've never had that notification.
Yeah, it was like 501 tabs or something. And I was like,
like
oh.
open apps.
Yeah. And it
Okay.
wouldn't let me open a new one.
I'm not good at closing my tabs, but that kind of just rose my blood pressure.
I never do.
I don't often. Yeah.
It's a thing people do. Like, I feel like it's like they feel, okay, whatever. Who cares? Moving on.
No, I want to talk about it. Because, like, on a computer screen,
Look.
it bugs me when there's a ton of tabs open.
I mean, we could go back.
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad.
Okay. No.
That's probably what mine looks like.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
never close them, so I'm surprised there's not more.
Maybe
But
it
probably
started
because I
close-
use the same 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Your teeth look really white.
That's not what I was thinking today when I was drinking my black Americano. I was like, I need to
Christmas is coming.
bleach my teeth.
Oh my goodness. Speaking
So-
about Christmas is coming, you guys. You know what else is coming?
The new year. Is that what you're going to say?
I mean, I was going to get deep for a second and say an ending to a year.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
An ending to a year is coming, and there's so much that has happened in 2023. And I'm just going to start by saying 2023 was good to me. It was so good to me.
Oh,
The
that
Lord
makes
was
me happy.
so good to me. I felt so blessed just this year, and I want to talk about it for a little bit. What do you feel about 2023? If you could put 2023, sorry, I feel like I'm if you could put 2023 into one word, what would it be?
2023 unpacked a lot for me.
Amen, sister.
So I feel like it it unfolded a lot. Unfolding. It was an unfolding type of year. Like there wasn't anything crazy unexpected, but it was like all these different avenues that had like micro starts. I feel like got deeper, got more intense, got more, you know.
So cool.
And it was a really good year.
I'm with you, dude.
Do you get the birthday blues over like at this time of year for the new year or from the last year? Do you get I get a little anxious isn't the right word, but I get a little like butterfly in my feelings about a new year because I'm like, I don't know what it's in store.
I think I definitely think about it more in depth than I would in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
You know, like I do dive deeper and reflect on my own. And that's not something I typically talk about out loud, I feel like, is that reflection. And so I'm excited to open up and really reflect out loud with you.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you're right. There was a lot to unpack this year.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a lot of hard times. But gosh, I just feel almost overwhelmed with the good that came out of this year. 2023, I definitely will remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will too.
A lot of milestones. I'll just start with finishing my dental program.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, that was in June, but I feel like that kind of kickstarted the rest.
Yeah. Well, you had such a crazy schedule. That actually was on my list of things I wanted to talk about was your school and your work.
Yeah.
And I just want to say I'm so proud of you, dude. Like, you went back to school, which never say never, but I'm saying never. I will never go back to school. I will figure it out. Once you work for yourself, I'm like, I can figure it out.
Oh my gosh.
I won't go back. I don't want to go back ever.
Good girl. No, I thank you for
You know what I mean, though? That's people don't get enough credit who go back to school while working full time. Like, that's not just like being in school. Like, I remember calling you and being like, what are you doing tonight? You're like, I gotta go to class.
What about that one story?
I know. That's literally what I thought of.
Sure.
One time Abby called me or texted me and she's like, help, I need an excuse because you had a test due.
No, it was the end of the quarter and all of my fillings, all of my homework, like paperwork, all my book work, all of my clinical work was due.
Yeah.
All of it.
Well, you tell it. I don't remember. I just remember you saying I didn't do it.
I need help. SOS.
I need excuse. I need.
No, I needed.
I don't even remember what genius idea I gave you. So you tell me.
I phoned a friend. I knew I was about to sin. I'm going to be very transparent right now, and I pray to God my teacher doesn't listen.
Uh-oh. She's already got the degree.
She follows me on Facebook, and I've worked with her a couple of times. So if Trina, honey, sweetheart, I love you.
Abby's a liar.
I lied. We all do.
We all lie. We've all lied before.
I'm going to be transparent. Okay. Everything was due, and I made up a horrible lie and said that there was a family emergency that came up, but really I just forgot.
Was
all
that
of
the
that
advice I
stuff.
gave you?
No,
Oh.
I asked you if I already made up my mind. And I was sweating in the parking lot. I got to school, and I'm like, I forgot all of my homework at work. I brought it at least to work. And then I was like, I'm going to literally be kicked out of class if I show up, that I don't have anything. And that was literally on the rubric. If you don't turn in X, Y, and Z, you will be disqualified, basically. And that
Do you
was
think
me.
she bought it?
Yes, I do. And that's
Tina.
why Tina.
What was it?
Trina.
Did you buy it? I'm kidding.
I really hope she does. Listen, look at me. I'm like winding up my cords.
My hand is getting sweaty for you.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I called Bailey and I was like, I'm about to do this dirty deed. Bailey, what do I do? And you did give me other options, but I was like, no.
Yeah.
This is what I have to do. And I did it.
Not our
So
proudest moment of 2023.
Our Bailey, don't take blame for that. That was all me.
Yeah, I think my other options were worse.
What were okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that today. Okay. So looking back at this year, do you have a word that you would say?
I do.
Tell me.
I asked you first.
I already said unfolding.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. Okay.
That's it.
Unfolding. Okay.
Unfolded. Unfolded. As we're at the end.
Perseverance.
Okay.
For sure. And I feel like perseverance can come off like a lot. Like it was like a race. Like it was
tiring.
You're almost there, like just cross the finish line. But perseverance in the way of like there were goals that I needed to hit, or goals that I maybe didn't even plan in the beginning of the year. They became challenges, and then they also became something I accomplished.
Yeah.
And they were hard in the middle. But I just learned so much this year.
Mm-hmm.
I love learning. I mean, that is something about my job that I really like, is there's always more. The medical field is always changing. The dental field is always changing. Technology, new research, and so it drives you, you know, it makes you want to learn more. And I have adapted that into like just my personal life too. When it comes to the podcast, I'll be honest, it was super overwhelming. And I had to phone a friend quite a few times. Jordan, thank you. You saved my ass. Jack, you taught me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some rough nights, you know, like
I do.
You know?
Don't you know, eh?
You do know. Yeah. I mean, you do live with me.
Well, we did move in together this year too, and that's a big thing. And I don't want to be like super vague this episode, because I feel like looking back at the year, it can be like, you know, it was great, it was hard, it was whatever. But to be specific, I mean,
and to be real, so much happened for both of us.
Yeah, so much did happen.
Yeah.
I mean, New Year's last year, Abby and I weren't even talking, I don't think. Maybe little bits.
Yeah.
Little
we
bits.
were little.
Yeah.
It was like introductory
yeah.
into making up.
Because I remember Easter feeling off still. Seeing you. Because you got your hair done, and I was like, your hair looks good.
You would.
Yeah. But this was a really
Unpacking.
dynamic year. I don't know how to really put it. And
You do. That's a really good way to put it. It was
Yeah.
dynamic. It was unpacking. There's a lot of perseverance. There was uphill battles, but with a glass of ice cold glacier water and a fan.
yeah,
Like it was a comfortable uphill battle.
I like that.
Yeah.
Challenging at like a good pace.
Yeah, exactly. So diving into just persevering through the year, school,
Mm-hmm.
learning how to edit the podcast. Like I
Dude.
said, it was trial and error
Yeah.
for a while. And there was nights where like I'm like, Bailey, I worked all day. I felt like I could have put the man on the moon, but like there's nothing that I can give you.
yeah.
And that was rough, just like failing, and then getting it. So rewarding, and that goes further than just the podcast for me too. I know that there's things that happen in your life too where it was an uphill battle, but then
Mhm.
there was a reward. So tell me a little bit about that.
My year and my
Mhm.
uphill battles.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I have written down that I feel like I've really tried to get uncomfy and push through on is I'm naturally someone who I just I want peace in my life. I want peace, meaning no arguments happening. People
Mhm.
are happy with me and happy with each other.
Right.
And I feel like I've really tried to push against that natural knee jerk reaction of like, this is uncomfy, so I'm just going to walk away, or this is uncomfy, so I'm going to just ignore it and like hope they get what I mean. And something I really tried to persevere through was having hard conversations when it's uncomfortable. And I mean, even like our friendship specifically, I remember having conversations this last year, just being like, you know what? I love you too much to not say something. And before, I would just bite my tongue and hold it in and then like be bitter towards you or resentful towards you. But because I love you, I don't care if this is, I just got to word vomit and tell you, and then let's figure it out together,
Ugh.
you know?
Yeah, I do know. And I feel like that was a kickstart to the conversations that I had later in the year in other relationships too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you and I, we had a couple uncomfortable conversations. I would say probably could count on one hand,
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 conversations that were uncomfy, but they made the other ones easier for me,
Yeah.
you know?
It's kind of like training wheels, I feel like,
Mhm.
because it feels like a safe friendship and relationship that you can try. And
Mm.
if I'm giving any advice to anybody listening, if you can find somebody in your life that feels safe to be like, I don't know if I'm saying this the right way or if you're going to receive this the right way, but just know after I say this, if you don't feel like you're receiving it the right way, I'll still be here to clarify. Like just to find someone that you can like go to the paint with and be like, this might be ugly, but like I'll be here to like sort it out. Like I just got to get this off my chest, and like I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, and this is coming from a place of love, but like I just need to
Yeah,
and to know that
totally.
it's like safe.
Right. I mean, I totally think that knowing it's safe makes the conversation a little less uncomfy.
Yeah.
But like you said, training wheels, I agree 100%. I feel like you and I, it was a comfy place. I could just, and then you would receive it. We'd figure it out.
I feel like even through our hardest times, it's always felt like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
100%. I had some conversations in relationship mishaps this year that didn't feel like a safe place. But because I had those training wheels with you,
Mm-hmm.
it gave me direction and experience of how to work the conversation to get that C result. Like you said in one of our episodes.
Mm-hmm. A plus B equals C.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
I know that sounds dumb, so simple, but
Yeah.
you said more context.
Yeah.
But to get that C result, and I love you, and this is a conversation that I want to end, and I love you, and let's figure this out.
Yeah, it's cool.
I agree. I actually wrote that down too.
Did you?
Yeah, like having hard conversations and being able to get that C result.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Something I'm really also excited and like proud of and excited and proud and excited. Oh my gosh, I just repeat myself. But just where my faith is this year and this year compared to last year. And I just feel like it's an exciting thing to look back on any year, honestly, and be like, better today than I was December 31st last year, you know? Better today. And it just is exciting. I feel home. I feel, I don't know, like just to be transparent and honest, like the last couple of years I never questioned my faith. I never wondered if like I believe in God. Like I've always had a very close relationship, prayer life. But this year I really wanted to dive in more in the word, in just oh, you have tears in your eyes.
I do.
Yeah, it just feels like I'm on track.
Yeah, and that makes me so happy.
Me
For the
too.
both of us, and I like see you. I see that in you, and I'm just so proud of you.
Oh, dude.
I know.
Thank you.
I'm seriously about to tear up, or I am tearing up, but I think about last year, December 31st. That's what I'm thinking of. And I was with you on New Year's Eve. Uncomfy. Speaking about uncomfy.
Wait, Where were we?
I don't know, but my only memory. Oh, we were at Jack's house. The memory that comes to mind was.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we were barely talking.
Yeah. I think I have a photo.
Whoa.
Insert photo here. No, I have a photo. Don't insert it there, Abby. Insert it in like 15 seconds. But it's you bringing out those sparkly Jello shots outside.
Oh.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And you and I, me and Caleb took a really cute photo, but it felt distant and it felt
I remember taking pictures with
cold.
you. I remember taking pictures with you, and it actually feels like I remember thinking like we can snap it back, and taking pictures
Yeah,
and being like
did
it's
feel
fine,
like
no
that.
one would know, but you and I would know.
But it felt like that too, to me too. Like
yeah,
it felt
not
com-
organic,
it did,
or it felt organic, but like
Yes.
we knew that it wasn't.
but there was more to happen
Yeah,
or more to unbox, will you?
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I totally got sidetracked. It's because I teared up and I was getting a little
Well, honestly, a big part of that, is
I go around the
I know. Put it behind my ear. January last year, actually, Jordan was asked by our friend Vivian to film at this new church, and like we didn't know anything about it. He's like, "You want to come check this church out?"
Right.
So the church that we go to, West Coast Church, shout out. We love
Shout
it.
out.
It's home, and they were.
It is home.
It's just a church. It was a church plant, and they were launching, and so Jordan and I went to go check it out. And I remember it was and ironically, it's like we grew up. My dad planted a church when I was 3, and so it's always been this running joke that like my dad would always say like, "Hey, which one of you kids is going to end up in ministry?" And I'm like,
my parents would say that too.
I do hair. I am in ministry. I'm always with people. Like I do truly feel like it's like its own ministry. Like, because
Dude,
sometimes my clients
you can be in ministry in any job.
totally. But it's just ironic that like we would land in a church that's like, hey, we're just getting started. Like we need all hands on deck. Like, and
Yeah.
so it's just cool because it feels like home. I love it. And I remember texting my dad on that Sunday and I'm like, this feels awesome. And my dad, that whole like year or two before during COVID, Jordan and I had started like looking for churches, and it was like I would like one, but Jordan maybe wouldn't like it as much, or vice versa. And it just felt like, okay, we could be home here. And that's a huge part for, I don't know, where I just feel with my faith.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I relate. Home is West Coast Church,
Mhm.
and I was kind of on a journey to. It was a weird like in between when I went from, going to college. I went from going to church all the time with my family, going to college, and then I stopped going to church, came back home. I'm like, okay, I need to get planted somewhere, and West Coast is so warm and so welcoming and everything about it. I do feel at home. I feel comfy.
Okay, so next year, there's some things I want to hold myself accountable to.
Same.
And I will be honest, I've not been the best like New Year's resolution on paper because I don't really, frankly, want to hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
It's like when pen to paper is like, ooh, I don't want to open that journal. I said I was going to go to the gym.
Me with every journal.
Yeah, me too.
That's so weird that you say that. I literally counted my journal. I have a box in there. I have 2 boxes, but they're like not only journals.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of journals in there, and I counted 15 journals
Oh, yeah.
because I opened up a new one today.
There's nothing like a new journal.
I've never opened them and read them back again.
Me neither. But it's like, it's fun to have them, but then it's also like, ugh, I know that time of my life.
I think I'll get to one point where I'll want to read them. I just don't think I'm there yet.
I feel like there's a part of the human experience that you're supposed to like write stuff down to just brain dump.
Yes.
And I don't feel like you I mean, if you do, cool, because you can learn from it and you can be like, look how far I came, whatever. And sometimes that's why the podcast I think is so interesting to me, because it's audio form that we can go back and watch or listen and whatever. But journals, like I'm pretty sure my brother journals every day and then deletes it because he's like, I don't need it. I just need a brain dump. But yeah, same. I never have gone back and read them, and I always thought I have, but I think it's comforting to me to think about like Gaga. She's been such a great journaler for her whole life. And to think that like we could know what she experienced, but also it's so intimate. Like, do I want my grandkids reading what I journaled? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I feel like if I were to open Gaga's journal, I would learn a lot.
Totally.
And so I hope, maybe somebody can do that with my journals.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah. And maybe it's not me, maybe it's someone else in my family tree. Okay. Fun. Next year, you guys, I want to learn an instrument.
Okay.
And I will say that this started kind of as a joke. A couple years ago, I've always been, isn't everybody always attracted to like a saxophone in a song?
It is the sexiest instrument. Like sound. It just is.
It is. And it doesn't matter. Saxophone can be in any genre of music. It can be in rap. It can be in reggae. It can be in jazz. It can be in literally anything, worship music. And as soon as it starts, it's like, it feels so good in your ears. And I'm like, I want to learn how to play an instrument. Honestly, my family, like there's a lot of people in my family that play instruments. I know I have it in my bones. I want to learn how to play the saxophone. And that's huge. That's out of the box.
Dude,
I'm going to do it.
It did kind of start as a joke.
It did.
I don't remember what kickstarted it, but it was like, when you have a joke, it just snowballs. And it was like, imagine Abby playing the saxophone. And then it was like, her hair blowing back. She's in a wife beater.
And you know what I would do? If you're watching, lucky you. I'm going to put the mic down for this.
Okay. Yeah.
I just picture like wind blowing my hair
back.
Yes,
it is the best instrument. It would come to full fruition.
And those of you that are listening and were listening in the beginning heard me talk about the whole guitar thing. Yes, I did say I was going to learn how to play guitar last year.
I give it to anybody who can play anything. And they say it gets harder the older you get, and it's not impossible, but it is like a language, really. It's like learning. Jordan will talk about, I don't know, he's just gifted because he could pick up anything and play it and figure it out.
He is so gifted.
And I don't get it. I do not get it.
And I feel like we talk about Jordan a lot when I feel like I bring him up a lot. But he's the kid that I can literally say, I love this song. You should learn how to play it. 5 minutes later, playing it.
Yeah.
And I do this because Bailey, sweetheart, just got him a piano for his birthday. Yes. He seriously, can play? He can play the guitar.
I know.
What is that? On Princess Diaries?
Yeah. He plays the guitar. He fixes cars.
Yes.
He yeah, that doesn't.
And when I was younger, I was like,
I know. Yes, anyway,
he plays a lot of cool instruments, a ton. And so I'm like, if Jordan, no, just kidding. If Jordan can play all those instruments, I can play one.
When he very first learned how to play the guitar, I think he was like 12 or something. His mom was like, I'll learn it with you. And so she took him to a class. They took it together. Jordan went and just naturally picked it up pretty quick and went home, learned skipped ahead, learned the whole book.
Whole 9 yards.
Came back to class the next week or whatever, could play the whole book. And he goes, now you take your mom home and teach her how to play.
Oh.
Because, it's just, I don't know. Either you get it or you don't. But I believe in you.
It's a gift.
You can do it.
He literally has a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know. And then, maybe I'll come to find out I don't have a gift. But if I do, I do. It's all about like the challenge, the new experience. I want something new. And I feel like that was this last year, not to go backwards, but that was unboxing. Like there was that would be revisiting, I guess. Other things.
Yeah.
But that's a new challenge and I'm accepting it.
Here we go. Accept the challenge. Okay, something else I want to hold myself accountable to, and I feel like I probably say this every year, but whether it's actually reading or listening, I want to read more and specifically stuff that challenges. Like it's fun to have a a read that's like a fun escape that it's like fiction, whatever. But I was listening to Ed Milet's podcast, his newest one, and he was this whole episode. I need to send it to you. It's about listening.
I've never heard of that.
How to be a good listener. I heard him on the Skinny Confidential the first time, and he's a Christian, he's a believer, and he has been so blessed with, like, he's a speaker, like, he's very wealthy, he's made it, but he just, I don't even know what he gives people advice on, like, business and life, like, and whatever. Motivational speaker kind of guy. But great
stuff to say.
Yeah. And I took a couple notes on his most recent episode, and it was on listening. And these are some things I'm taking into the new year. And I need to work on these things so hard. So hard. Okay, so a couple of things.
Big.
A couple of things he said was interrupting versus listening. Interrupting, which I've done about 75 times this episode to you.
I know, but we're just girly pops going off.
Listen,
it's fine.
Interrupting is the equivalent of saying my thoughts are more important than yours. It is.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Not in the she means well set, honey. Okay. You can interrupt.
And then it says saying things like, yeah, wow, got it. While someone's talking is rushing them along. It makes them feel like, get to the point.
Do you think people feel that way when I know you do it too. That's funny.
I do. And I am always
like, funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Saying that's funny.
That's what I'm saying.
You were saying that for real.
Do you think that feels like rushing along?
Well, I think if you wait till they finish talking, no. And then the other thing he said, let them find their word. If they're like, and you're like, it was a green boat, wasn't it? And it's like, no.
We've talked about that on the podcast so many times of like finishing someone's sentence. Seriously want to work on that.
I almost just finished your sentence. Because when you do, he said it stops them from searching for their word, and maybe it is a compromise. They're like, yeah, it was a green boat, whatever.
Let them.
Yeah.
Let them search. Let them do the work.
Yeah.
Because it's good for them.
Coming out of a good conversation should feel like a 50-50 split. Let them talk more than me. And he said everybody's favorite topic is themselves. It's talking about yourself, it's talking about your family, it's talking about your nieces, it is. So the more questions you ask and the more you probe, the more that person's going to, not in a manipulative way, but the more that person's going to walk away from the conversation thinking like, wow, I really, like he said, there was a guy I just had a conversation with for 3 hours and he didn't ask me one thing about me. And it just felt like, okay, like this was just such a one-sided conversation. So I just want to have more 50-50 conversations because I think a lot of times I open my yap because the silence feels deafening and I think it'll feel like it fills the space more. I want to be a little bit more 50-50 because I feel like I'm like 75-25.
Yeah. Dude, that's like a very clear-cut, dry goal to hit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
More questions, less yap.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll reflect back on conversations that I have with friends and I'm like, I should have asked more about them. Like, I really hope I didn't come off as me.
Right.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
And I kind of want to dip my toes into that. I will say a struggle that I've had this past year. I've had a bit more anxiety than I have in the past. I am about to get deep, but
I'm ready.
It's been super uncomfortable. And for me, I have the understanding that I know that doesn't come from the Lord.
Yeah.
The anxiety that I'm feeling is the enemy, to be honest. And it's not who I am, but it is there. And so I'm hoping to overcome my anxiety this 2024. It's something that it changes who I am when I'm anxious. And I know who I am, and I'm confident in who I am and who God has called me to be and who God says I am. And so going into 2024, I really, really am going to, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I want to change that mindset that I
Yeah.
get every so often.
And like find like tools you can like tactical things you can like
Yeah.
talk yourself off the ledge, because anxiety is one of those things. Like growing up, I remember my mom being like, do you ever struggle with that? And I remember exactly where we were driving from home from church, and she's like, do you ever struggle with that? And I was like, honestly, no, I don't know what that feels like. And it wasn't until I started working for myself that I felt that. And I remember thinking like, oh, I get it. Or even like being away from the group and being like, oh, I literally could feel my blood pressure. And I'm like, did I just
Yes.
run a mile?
Yes.
And I had never experienced that before. And it gives me so much more compassion.
I'm over here like,
and understanding. Yes. Yes. No, but it's true. And it's
Yeah.
a horrible feeling. And
Totally.
it is real. And I'm with you. It's like to learn things to like help you bring you back down, because it's just like
help
this
me take a breath.
snowball. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I would say this past year I have found the most peace that I've ever experienced in my life, to be honest. But for some reason, I have also experienced more anxiety in the last like 5 months. So pray for me. That is a goal that I'm going to check off in 2024. I'm going to learn how to cope with that.
Yeah.
Not cope.
Yeah. I feel like,
not cope. I don't want to just live with it. I'm going to learn how to defeat it.
yeah.
To be honest, goodbye. You're not wanted here.
Yeah.
Like, that's not who I am.
Yeah.
I am a social person. I enjoy relationship. Like, when I go into a room and feel insecure immediately, not me.
Yeah.
And you're not wanted here,
Yeah.
you know. So,
but I think it's
anyway.
good to I think it's good to know that it's like something that can make you feel anxious. It doesn't mean you are an anxious person walking around all that, because you're right, that is not you.
I need you to say that.
But I think
Because in my mind, being anxious, if you were to say that to me, if I'm super anxious, I would be like, but I am. That is who I am, walking around being that anxious person.
Yeah. I don't think
Sorry, I totally cut you off.
No, it's okay. I don't think you are an anxious person. I think and to say like I want you to defeat it for sure. But then also in like 5 years from now, there's always going to be a situation that could make you feel anxious. There always will be.
That's a normal feeling.
Yeah, it is normal. And I think it's okay to not be discouraged if you're feeling anxious in the future, right?
Good point. Yes. That's
but
so
know
true.
how to
Be
squash it.
comfortable in the uncomfy.
Yeah, squash it and don't let it take you down.
Yeah.
Because I agree. It's a horrible feeling, dude. It is horrible.
You
Okay.
know what?
You
I'm
go.
sorry.
You go.
I feel like I want to talk, like I should talk about this. I just said being uncomfortable being comfy in the uncomfy.
Yeah.
That's important to have. And coming 2024, when I find myself in uncomfy positions, I hope to carry the uncomfy that I experienced in 2022 that I did in 2023 into 2024. That's a trend that I want to keep going, because I seriously
to like sit in the uncomfy and be like, I'm okay. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly. To sit in it and be okay with it. And I just learn way much
Totally.
when I'm uncomfy. So I want to keep that trend going too.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, hear me. I'm not saying make me uncomfortable. Careful what you ask for. But I want to continue being at peace uncomfortably.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
My dad always says, you want to get strong, you lift heavy things. Lifting heavy things isn't comfy.
Embrace the suck.
Yeah.
Embrace the suck. Yeah.
I totally agree. One other thing, my final thing that I am embracing in 2024 is I am investing, and by me investing, I mean the things I asked for Christmas, in my skincare.
Oh, good.
I am getting on top of this.
Good.
I want to spend money on
Do
the
it, girl.
things.
Spend money.
They say, well, in a health way, they say pay now or pay later. I want to pay now.
Let's pay now, baby.
We're paying now. hopefully, if the person I'm sharing an Amazon cart with
You
delivers,
remind me of Vivian.
I'm going to be getting a red light therapy mask and the ice
Oh.
roller I want.
Oh.
And I'm going to start there because I have had some acne in the last couple years that I didn't have before.
Your skin
Hormonal,
looks
just
really good right now.
thank
me
you.
say that.
Because I feel like I'm having a moment. I feel like it was better a week or two ago and now it's flaring. But I have scarring that I don't like. And so
How
anyway,
do you deal with scarring?
I think the red light.
I've
therapy.
wondered because as of you, I've had my acne moments this last year,
Yeah.
but the scars are still there.
Yeah.
My skin has gotten
And it's
better.
like when your skin's clear, it feels like I still see redness or like
That
it
used to
looks
not be
like
there.
it would be texture, but it's not. It's flat. It's smooth, but I
Yes.
see something that doesn't look like clear skin.
I see something that used to not be there.
Right.
That's amazing, Bailey.
Yeah.
I'm
so
excited
hopefully it
to
works.
hear about your journey.
Me too. And I want to focus on go see a not necessarily a dermatologist, but like go get an esthetician. Go get facial. I've never been great at that. And that is like an umbrella of my industry. And I'll be honest, I just haven't been great about seeing an esthetician.
Yeah. I know. I've been contemplating. I really need to get an exfoliant something. My skin is so
Like
dry
a
right
chemical
now.
or physical?
Not chemical. My skin has not done well with chemical peels,
Not necessarily a chemical peel, but like a AHA, BHA.
No, I'm talking just like
I've never done a peel. I'm scared.
I'm talking about
And I'm a-
gravel
and I'm
on
a-
my face.
I'm a picker. Have you done an AHA, BHA mask? It's a chemical.
ABZYD.
It's a chemical exfoliant, so it doesn't like peel your skin, but it like you wash it off and you look like your forehead looks like glass kind of thing.
Why am I not doing this every night?
Well, you can't do it every night.
Oh.
Like once a week.
No, but Botox makes me feel that way. And that's something that I started in 2023 and I will absolutely continue on. It seriously looks like you've drank 64 gallons of water every day for an entire year. It makes me feel so refreshed. And I look forward to when I'm 35, 40 years old when, crow's feet, like, this is just the age
objection.
that you get them.
I literally object
But
to
I'm
that.
going to be like, what? What's that?
This is where we differ.
Sorry.
This is where we differ.
I know.
Because I'm trying to be like Gwyneth Paltrow route. I'm a sucker for a crow's feet. I love it. You've smiled, you've laughed. Like, I like that. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to have like a million forehead lines or 11s, God forbid.
I feel that way about smile lines.
But
I
yeah.
don't want to freeze those.
Really?
I don't. So
You don't like a crow's foot?
No. I already have very like almondy shaped. So as soon as there's a line right, okay. You know what? Enough. I love who I am. I embrace getting
Like,
older.
I'm not against it. I'm really not. But that's what I kind of mean on like pay now or pay later. Like, I want to invest on things that's not just like a fill me up kind of thing. Like, I'm not against it. Trust me.
It's preventative.
For sure. But I want to do other things like lasers and treatments and things like that. That's not just filling. You know, I'm into like healing from the inside out. And don't get me wrong.
Totally.
Wrinkles are going to happen. They're going to happen. But
So you're saying you're fine with getting wrinkles?
no, I'm saying I'm not against Botox. I'm not against it.
But you said filling.
Huh?
Like you don't want to fill.
No, I'm not against doing that. But I don't think I want to not have a wrinkle.
Oh, I definitely am good with embracing a wrinkle here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying that's my spin. What would you say? Spend money now.
Pay now, pay later.
Pay now, pay later.
Right.
Yeah. Pay now, pay later. It's like a sunscreen at this point.
Oh, sunscreen is a must.
Huge. But there was a lot of weird stuff about sunscreen, dude. Remember? In the summer, everybody went off saying sunscreen actually wasn't good for you.
Yeah, it's full of...
Is it good, bae?
Bae. Depends. Mineral sunscreens are better, and they won't turn your extensions orange.
Okay,
Which
yeah.
is...
But I'm talking like skin health. Your health. Do you know?
You should be using sunscreen because you do not want to get skin cancer. But
I agree.
there's a lot of sunscreens that have a lot of toxic
Doo-doo?
stuff in them. Do I use
Okay.
sunscreen? Yeah.
No, doo-doo. A
Oh,
lot of sunscreens
yeah.
have doo-doo in them.
Yeah.
I
A
love
sunscreen
that.
every day. Yeah.
Something as of new that I've been better about and I want to continue on. Accountability. Hello, she means well. But I want to praise God in the good and in the bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of peace that comes from that I've experienced. So I want to continue on that train and I want to continue on that train. End of thought.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree. It's easier said than done for
Mhm.
sure. And I'm with you.
I'm with you, bae.
I'm with you. I love you. First of all, before we wrap this, I just want to say 2023 is the birth year of Shavings Well.
Yes.
And that is what I'm like, probably what is the biggest impression of 2023 for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. This was a really big move in my life.
Yeah.
In so many different ways. And I couldn't be more excited, more blessed, more unreal. Like, it just is unreal. But I'm so well. And she means well means so much to me. And I'm so excited for this next year, dude.
Oh, we got some stuff cooking. We're excited. And it'll be a good year.
Yeah.
We have a business meeting tomorrow.
We do. And I know we've been broiling for some time. And baby, it's about to pop off. I'm so excited for She Means Well in this upcoming year. Thank you guys so much for supporting us and being along for the ride.
A special thank you to a special Christmas little busy bee, Debbie Grundman.
Debbie!
Debbie, thank you so much. One of my clients who listens to the podcast, and she's more than a client.
She's a mother figure. She's amazing.
She dropped us off some very special treats from Le Labo. I've heard someone say Le Labo, and I was like, oh.
That's what I say.
Le Labo.
That's what I say.
Le Labo.
I say.
I've heard both.
I've heard both.
Yeah.
Le
Whatever
Labo.
it is. And
Whatever.
what a doll.
No, that is so sweet. Debbie,
So
thank
generous.
you from the bottom of my heart. I didn't put out our Christmas list with any intention of like, buy this for me. But this woman really went out of her way, took time out of her day and bought us the nicest gift. So thank you so much, Debbie.
She even customized the label. She means well. Like, it was just the sweetest. And thank you so much, Debbie. I appreciate you. You're so generous. You are the best.
The best.
So, you guys, we will be seeing you next year. And
We got our schedules right this time.
yikes. Yeah,
Next
we got
time
our
we see
schedules
you,
right.
it will be 2024.
Dang.
Let's dive in, baby.
My 10-year reunions this year. Ew.
Cliffhanger.
Yikes.
You guys, let's dive into 2024 refreshed and ready to get at it.
And
right?
with our skincare, please.
And skincare. Anyway, we love you guys and we'll see you next time.
I love you. Goodbye.
Bye.